Hello and welcome to Guns and Gear. I thought I would make another video about concealed carry. I've made a few videos about summertime carrying options. And now that the weather has cooled down a little bit, I figured I would continue that conversation. You know, in the summertime we're often very limited on our options for carrying because of the wardrobe that we normally wear. Lighter clothing and shorts and things of that nature can make it kind of difficult or at least challenging on carrying a firearm. But when the weather gets a little cooler, our options, in my opinion, expand. Okay, in the spring and in the fall and in the winter time, you can wear a vest, you can wear a jacket, you can wear a sweater, sweatshirt, something of that nature, and that opens up your options for carry. Now, whenever possible, I prefer to carry a full-size gun. Okay. And what I mean by full-size gun, I guess I would mean like a service gun, okay, like a 1911 government model, like a Glock 21, a Glock 22, something of that nature, a full-size Springfield Armory XD, a 4-inch 357 Magnum, okay. Those are all what I would consider service-size guns. And whenever I can, I prefer to carry them, basically because I shoot them better, okay? You know, that's just some things you just can't get away from, and size and being able to get a good purchase and a little bit more weight on a firearm most of the time lends itself to better shooting, okay? Now, clothes makes a difference in the winter time just like it does in the summer or any other time. Okay, for me, I would suggest that you wear a full cut clothing, okay, not fitted. If you wear fitted clothing, then you will continue, even in the cooler weather, to have challenges when you consider carrying a firearm, okay, and it may limit you on what you can do. So let's just take a look at what I have on today. I have on just a regular pair of long pants. Have on just a regular flannel shirt, and like I said, it's full cut, and a coat, and the coat is full cut. Okay, so let's go over what I'm wearing today. Okay, for a primary firearm, I am carrying a gun that I've been shooting a lot lately, and I really like it. It's been an excellent gun for me. This is the Springfield Armory XDM, and this is in .40 Smith & Wesson. Now, this particular handgun has a very large capacity, a 16+1 capacity of .40 Smith & Wesson, and that, I tell you what, that's a lot of rounds. That's a lot of bullets. Now, I have been asked, do I consider capacity when choosing a gun for concealed carry? And I would say to that, no, I do not. Not at all. Not at all. To me, it's much more important the caliber, it's much more important the ammo, and it's important to have a good, solid performing handgun. Those things are much more important to me than how many rounds that are in the magazine or in the cylinder, for that matter, if it's a wheel gun. But in this case of the XDM, it does have a little bit of all those things, okay? And it's just a great little gun. Now, normally, I got to tell you, I normally carry a 1911 in the winter time, and I do not feel undergunned at all by only having 8 rounds. Those are 8 good, solid rounds, and as y'all have seen from my collection videos, all I have is government model full-size 1911s. I don't have any commander or officer-size guns. So, to me, I can get a good purchase on this. Now, one thing I did do is I've added, and hopefully this shows up, a sticker set that I bought for the XDM, and it actually has made the gun for me a lot better because it's made it a little bit thicker. You know, for me, the narrowness, it was just a little bit too narrow right across here, and this little sticker set has really aided that for me. But at any rate, this is a good gun, and I really enjoy carrying it. And the holster that I'm using, by the way, is a inside the waistband holster from Blade Tech. And Blade Tech, they make awesome stuff. They have very high quality, and I highly recommend that you try some of that stuff out. Now, also carry a spare magazine. And you may be asking yourself, good Lord, you got 16 rounds, how many do you need? Well, and sometimes it's not about capacity so much as it is about options. You know, there is no weapons platform out there that is 100% reliable, okay? And what we have learned over the years is that on a semi-automatic, a majority of failure to fires or failure to feeds come from the magazine. So having an additional magazine will allow me the option of keeping my gun running should something happen with the magazine that's in it and I need to discard that magazine. Okay, so it's about options. Now, another thing I prescribe to and I advocate for is the backup gun. As important as it is to have a gun, it's also important to have a backup, at least to me. And in this case, when the winter time or the cooler weather hits and you got this big baggy coat on, once again the options for a backup open up a little bit more than they do in the summertime. And in this case, my backup gun is a Smith & Wesson 44 Special. Okay, this is the Night Guard series, and I believe it's the model 396, and I've showed this gun in several videos. And it's an excellent gun. It's in 44 Special, and 44 Special has a very long lineage of being a very effective self-defense round. Okay, and in this short, handy revolver made by Smith, it makes an excellent weapon for self-defense. Now, this gun is could be just as well suited for primary carry as for backup, but since I'm wearing this great big old coat, it fits right into this top pocket up here, these hand warmer pockets. And you know, sometimes when you're in the mall or in my case, when I'm in the mall, I'm usually sitting on a bench somewhere waiting for my wife to finish her shopping. And sometimes when you're sitting down, it's a little more difficult to get to your primary gun, where you can be readily available to deploy a gun should you need to, if you had one accessible in such a way. So, like again, I say, it's about options. Well, that's really all I wanted to cover in this video. There's lots of options. You know, a good concealment outfit starts, in my opinion, from the belt out, okay? And I do have a new belt, and I think I might even do a video on this belt. This belt is a leather belt made by Blade Tech also. And it has a strip of their polymer material sandwiched in between the leather. And it makes for a very stiff belt, but you know, the belt looks like your everyday average belt. So far, I've been wearing it pretty much every day for the last 2 months. And it's wearing very well, and it's not showing very much signs of use. So I'll probably do a video on that later, but at any rate, thank you for watching my video, and remember, shoot straight on the range and in life. Thanks.